Hey, business-minded mama. I'm so grateful that you are here and that you are ready to grow an authentic community and scale your impact. Hi, I'm Stephanie Parenza, the voice behind Business-Minded Mama podcast, local and small business advocate, and entrepreneur. I've created this community because I want to help business-minded mamas like you build your dream business by finding your authentic community and gaining control and clarity on the financial aspects of your business by managing your own books. Now, let's tap into your own potential. Hello and happy Tuesday. I hope you all are having a wonderful week so far. Wanted to just give you a quick lesson today about deductions for your business, and wanted to talk a little bit about tax deductions versus business deductions. And I wanted to briefly talk about this because taxes are going to be coming up. The end of the year is coming, and these are things you need to think about. And if you are one of my students in the Bookkeeping Basics Bootcamp, then you will see as I take you through that journey of setting up your own books and managing them yourselves that you need to know this stuff. This stuff is crucial in your business. It's going to make a big difference on how and what you pay in taxes, and knowing exactly what to include as income and knowing exactly what to include as an expense or as a tax deduction, because they are two different things, is so important. And in the course, I'm taking you through QuickBooks. QuickBooks will do a lot of this for you. And at only approximately $7.50 per month, QuickBooks will track all of this for you once you set it up properly. So if you are interested in having a software program do all of this for you, saving you time and energy and money, please look into my Bookkeeping Basics Bootcamp course. I have loved connecting with you who are current students, and I think you are learning a lot, and I cannot wait to see how you progress with the course. I can't wait to see how you take control of your business financials and how that helps your business grow next year in 2021. But for those of you who aren't ready for the course, totally okay. I'm going to give you a brief overview of what a tax deduction may look like versus a business expense. And essentially, both of them are going to reduce your taxable income, right? Okay. So both of them are going to help you pay less in taxes, if you want to look at it that way, which is how most of us like to look at it, because nobody enjoys paying taxes, right? So business expenses are your everyday expense that you're doing for your business. So if you're advertising, or if you're buying office supplies, or if you're subcontracting some work, maybe you have a VA who is helping you, or maybe you have a Pinterest manager, or whomever may be helping you in your business but is not an employee. Now, that being said, payroll would also be a business expense, but most of you are entrepreneurs and aren't to that level of business at this point. And so other things you may want to consider are if you have any business licenses or fees, or if you're taking any continuing education. If you bought my course, that's a business deduction. Anything you're doing to better your business, anything you're spending each day, if you have software fees or hosting fees, website hosting fees, or if you hired someone to create your website for your business, all of these are business expenses, right? If you have utilities, rent, anything that you are spending for your business and solely for your business each day would be tracked as a business expense. And what you would do is you would be tracking that daily, weekly, monthly, depending on how you have your books set up in QuickBooks. It's super simple, and you can import those transactions as often as you would like. So you could really be in the know of the status of your business financials in real time. Now, if you're using an Excel and you're having to manually go in and input all these things, it may take you a little more time and you may not look at it as often, and that is okay. But the business expenses are going to be on your profit and loss, okay? You're going to have your business income and you're going to have your business expenses, and the net of those two will be your profit or your loss for your business. So now when it comes to tax deductions, these are a little bit different. These aren't things that you would necessarily track on your profit and loss throughout the year. Now, there is tracking that may need to be done throughout the year, but you might use a separate app for that, or if you actually, as I go through them, I'll tell you kind of how you can do it. So home office expense. This is not something that necessarily needs to be placed into your profit and loss. It is a tax deduction. Because you are filing your taxes, you get that deduction. And so the home office deduction is if you are using a place in your home, you do not have an outside office, you are using a place in your home and you are using it solely and strictly for business. Then you get to take that area of your home and you take it by a factor. To this, as the simplified method, you can just take it by the IRS given factor, and that gives you how much you get to deduct. Or you can do it the little bit more difficult way where you actually dig up all your expenses, which if you want to do this, I would suggest that you are actually doing this throughout the year, but you'll keep track of all your utilities, you'll keep track of, your mortgage interest, you'll keep track of anything that you do to that space during the year. All of those you'll need to have invoices, receipts, payments, whatnot. So you could actually use your actual expenses for that designated space, or you can keep it simple and use the multiplier, the factor that the IRS gives you. So home office expense, not something you need to be recording in your profit and loss throughout the year, just something you can take on your tax return when it is tax time. Another one would be a mileage deduction. Now, this is the one where you actually could keep track of this in QuickBooks or a separate mileage app. And this could be more of a daily routine for you, depending on how often you are actually driving for your business. If you are only doing it every once in a while, not as big of a deal. If you are driving daily for your business, then definitely something you want to keep up on and want to do on a daily basis and keep very accurate and concise records for that. But this is a deduction that, once again, won't necessarily show up on your profit and loss, even if you are using an app to track it, but it will show up as a tax deduction when it comes to tax time. Another one would be health insurance. And this is if you are paying for your health insurance through your business. If you are getting it through a spouse or through your employer, if you are still a W-2 employee yourself, then this would not be a deduction for you. But if your small business is paying for the health insurance, then there are certain tax deductions for that, and you'll want to have all that information for tax time. So all of these things are important when it comes to tax time because it will reduce your taxable income, but not necessarily things that you're going to think of constantly throughout the year because it's not an everyday expense for you, and it does not really affect your profit and loss when it comes to managing it in QuickBooks or outside of it. Now, it will sort of impact your financials at the end of the year, depending on if your tax preparer has suggested that you make an entry to match your taxes. Most of the time, that is irrelevant for us entrepreneurs and smaller businesses. But these are things that I think that you should be aware of. I think it's important to know the differences between just your everyday business expense and the opportunities that you have to reduce your taxable income with the tax deductions. I hope this is helpful for you. I know that financials and taxes can be overwhelming. Believe me, even being in it every day, there are so many different ways you can go. There are gray areas. There are endless questions and possibilities in some cases, honestly. So I hope this is helpful. I hope that you can start thinking about these as we get closer to the end of the year, as tax time is going to be quickly approaching. So if any of these things you think will work for you or your business, start gathering the documents now. Do it now so you're not feeling the crunch of the tax deadlines. And once again, if you think you are ready to dig in deep and really take control of your own business financials, please check out the Bookkeeping Basics Bootcamp. And if you still have questions, you're still a little unsure, reach out to me. In the show notes, I'll have a link to the bootcamp and I'll have a link to a Calendly invite. If you want to just take 10 to 15 minutes to ask me questions, you can either do it via direct message or we can set up a time and we can actually talk about it. And I will do that absolutely free because I want to make sure it's the right fit for you. I want to make sure that you're actually ready to take this on yourself. Some of you may just want to outsource and pay the hundreds of dollars each month, and that is a-okay. Like, I completely understand that. I have clients that want to do that, and I understand not everybody wants to do this, but you as the entrepreneur, I know you can do it, and I'm here to help you. So ask your questions, and I'll see you all later. Did you like what you heard on today's podcast? Or do you know a business-minded mama that could benefit from hearing this? Take a screenshot and share this with your community. And don't forget to give me a review. Want to chat more? Find me on Facebook in the Business Minded Mama Facebook page, or on Instagram at Mrs. and Sis, or through my website, www.businessmindedmama.com.